welcome back to the Citizen channel and another episode, yes, of Not Got, the Lost World of Manchester City. Yes, I do a little sister thing to this where I actually open up memorabilia and the found world of Manchester City, I call it, but all inspired, of course, by Derek Hammond and Gary Silke. Yeah, lots of these, it's falling apart, this one now, I've used it that much. It's all falling out, all the page. I've just took all the pages out, but these are still available very, very cheap on various websites. Certainly one main one that you can think of, and a great investment if you ever want to get it. But yeah, so another episode, we'll have a look in at certain things in this book. As I said, my thanks to Derek Hammond and Gary Silke. Please enjoy what we've got coming up. Please, if you are new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. It'd be great to have you on board. Everything City, past, present and forever, of course, on this channel. And it'd be great to have you on board. And please spread the word. That'll be wonderful for the channel if you can do that for me. And of course, if you can just spare that split second just to press that little button, that little like button, guys. It's much appreciated. Make an old City fan very, very happy. Old, and a lot of things today I remember, a couple of things I don't quite remember, but we'll get into that. And yes, we've got the ultimate ball control aid. Yes, pretty in pink. You only get a new with something, and men only items. Yes, but don't worry, it's nothing too rude, guys. It's but it's only men only. So, well, first of all, yes, we're going to have a look. I'll add my little thoughts and little memories as we go along. I've got something a little bit special here as well to show you that I've got when we get to the pink section. I think you'll know what that's about. Yep. So let's have a look at the Peter Barnes football trainer. Right, let's go over to the book with our two guys. My mate Chris was a proud owner of a Peter Barnes football trainer back in 1978. I've never seen one. There's none on the internet now, guys. I can't see anything for sale. So I know when Gary James did his recent autobiography of Peter Barnes, it sort of really, it's I'll say ugly head, but I don't think it's an ugly head, is it? But I've certainly not seen one in action, not since the late 70s when it first came out anyway. He gave us a full demo up the recreation ground one Saturday morning, but we decided that the ball provided was too light for a satisfying full-blooded volley. We substituted in a leather ball, ingeniously tied the elastic to the pump adapter and let play commence. This pump adapter, you won't remember that, it's like a sort of rubber thing that used to come out of the cases, the old cases we used to play with. This modified setup didn't prove to be the fantastic way to develop your football skills and ball control. It was, in fact, the fantastic way to get a football smacking your plums and then get your shorts ripped off. Okay, good job there were no girls up the recce that day. Well, I'm sure it was, but yeah, Peter. But I was a bit old for this. Obviously, I was almost married at that age. Almost, obviously. Aiming at adulthood, but I do remember the item, and as I said, I'd never seen one in action apart from on the TV with Peter Barnes kicking it up, etc. So very interesting. But I think if it had been 5 years earlier, I definitely would have had one of these. But if you did, let me know, guys. Anyway, and yes, the thing we're talking about, the pink, of course, and we're talking, of course, the football pink, aren't we? So let's go back over to the guys in the book, entitled In the Pink. The same ritual went up and down the country for decades. Little kids and old blokes queuing up outside the paper shop at 6 o'clock on a Saturday night, waiting for the sports final edition of the local paper. The green and the pink and the blue, and yeah, there must have been different colours in different towns. Obviously, I only know the football pink, but I think that's what used to happen. Any colour as long as it wasn't white. Here was sports journalism at its most demanding, where reports were phoned in on the hoof, assumptions were made before the final whistle, absolutely, and last-minute goals were any editor's nightmare. The Manchester Evening News Pink Final was vital reading for those fans who couldn't rest until they had read a report of the game that some of them had seen 80 minutes ago. That's true. I used to get it for away games as well, but obviously I used to come home from watching the match. Perhaps time to have something to eat and then go and wait at the old paper shop with a 2-3 dozen other mainly guys. I don't remember many women. There probably was, but mainly guys outside waiting for that van to pull up. You'd throw the package of papers onto the pavement, and then I think it was one of the perch. I think it was one of us lot. I never did it, but would actually take it into the paper shop itself, and obviously they would then go about distributing them to us keen people, of course, outside. So yeah, good memories. So yes, I'd seen 80 minutes ago, unless they were after confirmation of result they just heard played out on the radio. The Pinkin gave you the chance to settle down in a favourite armchair to check the pools and peruse the results and league tables at your leisure in the days before Sky News and CFAX. Yeah, Yeah, long gone. It was either this or wait for the arrival of the Sunday papers, yes. Gradually, the need for a Saturday evening sports edition lessened and then disappeared altogether. The internet was one blow. Suddenly, you didn't need to be standing out on the street in January, but the killer was spreading the fixtures over the weekend due to the demands of TV. One by one, the sports papers had to admit defeat and hold up their hands in surrendering Manchester, Liverpool, Leicester, Coventry, and Birmingham, although the Norwich Pinken, the Ipswich's Greenon are both websites now. There you go, that's good. If you can't beat them, join them. Perhaps a clue for something for me in the future on the Citizen channel. What do you think, guys? And as a special, I did say I had a nice, wonderful surprise. I don't have many copies of the Football Pink. I've got one or two, and this is one of them. And what a copy this is, guys! Full copy, all pages complete, in good condition. Look at this, City down. Fall off the tightrope. Yes, the classic. When we got beat by a Luton Town, I was at the game, and I would have probably dragged myself to the paper shop to go and get this after the game, just to relive and cry again, because I certainly did cry that day. Fantastic. So in full order, this one, the back page as well. And I even looked at the reports, which sometimes were a bit quiet. You had a lot big on the first half and into the second half, but obviously as the game got to an end, you sort of lacked information. But there's certainly no lack of information in this one. And interesting, they used to have an end thing where late things, like for the pools and all different like late results, stuff like that. And interestingly enough, when I was into my racing, which I was at some stage, horse racing, they'd have horse racing results as well. So I'll use this for that as well at the time, just to see how many horses have gone on. Probably didn't this day, but what a great magazines. They even got all, it had things like what was on telly and stuff like that. Fantastic. I'll do a special on this one day, guys. Just to say, I don't have many of them, but of course, give us a shout if you fancy that. I'll keep this around and might do a little special on the Football Pink. But nice little surprise for just to add to. What a Football Pink that was, very important to add to say. If I'd kept them all that bought over the years, I wouldn't have room to move, never mind anything else. Right, that's the Football Pink done with. What a great paper that was, and let me know your memories. Right, Thai food tea, this is something I'm not too familiar with. It's just a little bit, I was a bit too young. Up for the cuppa, they say in the book. In the season before the 66 World Cup, which I remember slightly, I remember World Cup Willie, I remember having a metal football with World Cup Willie on it, and there was toffees inside. That's my biggest memory. I don't remember actually sitting down and watching the game. I must have done, of course, but just very, very brief memories of World Cup Willie in '66. In the season before the '66 World Cup, those nice people at Thai Food Tea were running a top offer whereby any thirsty fan could collect up to a kitchen full of packet tops and eventually send off for a large 10-inch by 8-inch team group card of their choice. Nice cup of Rosie Lee with your eggy soldiers in the morning and a little Johnny Crosser on the side with your triangular toast and a little metal stand to make it go cold extra quick. Schloop. Isn't it time some tea companies brought back the idea? Yeah, well, never catch on. Giving away footy cards in packets so you can collect them up for posterity along with your little kids and then take the grand traditional plunge and trade them all in for a cardboard city. Yeah. Who needs a cardboard city when we've got the real one? There you go. But Thai food tea, as I say, I don't remember. I remember lots of cars and collecting things, even in cereal boxes, etc., etc. But great little memories of that. If you do remember that Thai food thing, let me know, guys. There was some great images, of course, coming on the screen taken from the book. I must say my thanks to these two guys. Right, before we go, we'll have a look at men only, yes. So, yes, you don't have to worry about this. It's nothing censored in this one. Back in the day, real men, yes, I'm sure there's still some around, used to carry all sorts of smashing stuff around in their pockets. We certainly did. I wouldn't like to say what I had in my pockets when I was a kid, along with their City season ticket. All right, I didn't have one of them for a long time. So I was more, I think I was a teenager before I got one of them, or certainly a late teenager when I was working and I could afford one. In its real leather holder, so vital to prevent the harsh touch of paper on the inside of a gent's pocket. You were no one without a handy length of string, although I don't remember, that's a bit older than me, that, guys. I don't remember the string. Now sneered upon as a throwback to the suspicious militaristic scout movement. I was never a scout either. A penknife, now banned. Yeah, I did have a penknife. I didn't have a city penknife, as in that image, but I did have a penknife, a little white penknife. I used to play split the kipper on the part where you used to split your legs. and see how near the middle of your legs you could get with the knife and move around and do various things with it. It's a different time, wasn't it then? Now banned. A Watney's Party 7 camera. Remember Watney's Party 7s, but don't forget a can opener because you had to puncture both sides to ensure even flow. Otherwise, the beer, I think you lost half the beer on the counter when you're pouring it out, in all fairness. 2 shillings and 5 pence in assorted unfamiliar coinage. Well, plenty of that. Dad, what's a farting? He said. Well, it's a farthing, but even that's before my time. And a small pack of cig cards in a perished and retied elastic band. Yeah, I did have cigarettes, guy. I don't think I carried around in my pocket, so I took a little bit more care of them, unless I was going to school to swap some. Throwing your concertina City Star keyring. Yes, I certainly did have one of those. That's a great. I mean, I wonder if you can pick them up. It cost a fortune, wouldn't it, to buy one of them? Now, have you got one? Let me know. Fruit bowl, City Star keyring into the fruit bowl at swinging 60s wife swapping parties. Well, I was a bit too young for them, guys. Must have a guarantee the attention of many a lady with ironed hair and or groovy hot pants. Yes, at least until she claps eyes on your super cool city belt. Now, I could have had a city belt. It does ring a bell. I mean, it might have been there, hanging up next to me. Snake belts. Snake belts. You'll have to ask your granddad, kids, what snake belts are, or guys, if you know what one of them is. But you'll have to ask. So there you go, guys. 4 things, as I say, from these Derek Hammond and of course Gary Silke. Still available, of course, to buy on various websites. A fantastic thing to own. As I say, they do fall apart a little bit, but and if you use them as much as I do, they did start falling out certain pages, and then because I was using most of it, I just ended up picking them all out. So there you go. And of course, I say, well, I'm sure we'll go back to this one day, but yeah, the football pink. So a sliding tackle from Manchester City's Paul Power on Luton Town's Clive Goodyear there on the front. Fantastic. Other results that day, a depressing day. Villa 2, Arsenal 1. Of course, Liverpool won the title that day. Villa 2, Arsenal 1. Coventry 2, West Ham 4. Everton 1, Ipswich 1. City 0, Luton 1. Gutted. Norwich 2, Brighton 1. Notts County 3, United 2. Oh, there you go. Southampton 0, Birmingham 1. Sunderland 1, West Brom 1. Swansea 0, Forest 3. Tottenham 4, Stoke 1. Watford 2, Liverpool 1. Watford actually finished runners up, but they were a good 11 points behind Liverpool. So, assumably, Liverpool could not be bothered. So there you go. Thanks for joining me for that, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. And of course, my thanks as always to Derek Hammond and Gary Silke. Let me know your memories, anything that struck you with what we've gone through. It'd be great to hear from you. Thanks, guys. Please, until we meet again, I only ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, please. Come on, City. Bye for now.